So good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for chairing the session, Jessica and Jerry, for the invitation to speak on this distinguished panel. I'm gonna speak about a topic which may be new to you. This is falls under the, let's say, legal remit, and we are here into the remit of international trade law. And I am an expert exactly in this field. I have a PhD in this field. I, however, worked in my experience also for a tobacco company. This is JTI. This paper, however, has been conducted in my private capacity and when I was already out of that company. And I keep a high interest in everything which links trade and health and the health and trade debate, because this has many interesting ramifications. I will, well, 10 minutes to speak is very little to speak for a lawyer. We like to speak, but I'm gonna, we charge by word. And I'm gonna stay very short. So I'm just gonna present to you what in international trade the banning of e-vapor products means, and what can be done about that. Is there anything in that which can be actually explored, and on which side? And some value and implications of the findings which came out of the paper I worked on last year, and this published in the European Journal of Risk Regulation, which is of Cambridge University Press. So what I've been looking at with a colleague of mine called Anna Markitanova, it's, as I said, a ban which actually prohibits, it's entirely prohibitive measure where e-vapor products cannot be traded actually across the border. The objective of the study was to look at whether the e-vapor products, or EVPs shortly, can be seen as like cigarettes. And don't get scared, because I will explain what this means. That is basically needed. It's a cornerstone for establishing whether one product is discriminated against another in the World Trade Organization. And the products, the EVP term has been used actually to cover heated tobacco products and e-cigarettes, and as these initially were the most likely products to be investigated under this legal exercise. And the applicability of the findings is actually limited to the remit of international law, in particular World Trade Organization, which is solid international organization with very solid judicial system in place, as you may know. So, as I said, the discrimination is actually core in this organization, and the concern here is with not discriminating the products which come into your country, but they are foreign. So it's like not giving an advantage to your national producer, but then discriminating a similar product which comes from abroad. So that actually is called national treatment, and is really the core preoccupation of this organization. The same applies to when the discrimination is actually is like most favorite treatment. Discrimination comes to and it's actually towards another third party. So that said, the core of this discrimination, or a core provision, says that for you to find discrimination in WTO, there needs to be that these two products that you are looking at, they need to be like products. And it may sound simple, but there is hundreds and hundreds of judicial law writing on how to establish this likeness between the two products. Otherwise, you can never state that then one product is discriminated against another one. So one of the cases in WTO actually says that there are 4 major criteria to look at establishing this likeness. And here, I remind, we look at the likeness between EVPs and cigarettes. And these are the physical properties of the product, their end use, consumer preferences, and the international classification of the products for custom property purposes. And the physical characteristics, I think it's easy in a way because we look at the two products and we see definitely they are not similar, they are not identical. We have major differences there, and it's not only by looking at the design, but also looking at how these products have been built and what is their performance. Here, some categories are more like than other categories. So also we have the risk implication, etc. However, you'll see later that this part is actually in the judicial process. This has not really played such a big weight as one may think. And in general, the physical characteristics can be actually different between one product and another in order for them to be found like in this interesting exercise. And the end use is another part, and here panels have looked at if they perform the same, they have the same purpose, the products, and here they looked at the taste, at the sensory experience, the ritual. Here's like the smoking versus vaping ritual, and the nicotine delivery profile. And with some data we had looked at, actually this test is quite safe, so we can say that the end use actually is similar, although not identical as in case of the cigarettes. In consumer preferences, it's very much a discussion about to what extent the two categories can be seen as alternative, and to what extent one substitutes another. And today we heard a lot of data actually confirming that there are high rates on these topics on both sides. And we gave an okay to this test after, again, very careful examination. The Tariff Classification, we have different practices today. We have heated tobacco products, which are classified in a tobacco chapter, but the e-cigarettes may fall in many of these other chapters. This, however, does not mean that not classifying it, for example, in the tobacco chapter, this does not mean that the products cannot be like. So in the way what the appellate body does, the judicial does here, they look at all these parameters together, and they then determine if, in the end of the day, what they will care about is to find if the two products actually compete to each other in the market. And apart from these tests, there are several others. We checked all of these tests, and there is a very good likelihood that the products will be seen like. What this means that there is a next step then claiming that one product is discriminated, or the EVP category actually is discriminated. In the absence of very valid justification in WTO, the result is that illegality may be claimed in case when EVPs are banned, but cigarettes are freely allowed to circulate in the market. So that are the implications. Uses, of course, This is like more legal exercise, may feed into your internal legal strategies. But before you go into that, of course, that's even more valuable for positions, advocacy, shaping, and for raising awareness and dissemination. That may be a strong step in building an argument to actually say something about the legality or illegality of the ban and spread of the ban across the board, across the countries. So the devil is in the details. This is just the first step. Many more, I think, studies need to be carried out to just check what other legal parameters are determinant or are important. The justification is important. Is there a justification for it under the WTO law? And is it met by the current data or not? The second is this can be extended also to other measures, not only bans. We can speak about taxation measures as well. If, let's assume, e-cigs are taxed at a higher rate than the cigarettes. And then we have other regimes. We have the investment law regime. And there, I haven't seen anything written so far on that, but again, one can check there and see if certain regulations actually are discriminatory, again, vis-a-vis or in comparison to cigarettes. And that has been all on my side. Thank you very much.